Hey everybody! So this is just a video about things I learned since I started vendoring or tabling, exhibiting, whatever you want to call it. Before I get into this topic though, I just want to mention what's on screen. Everything that I'm drawing in this video are to do with bookmarks that I sold at the second convention I ended up going to. When I went to the first convention, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I ended up in a really bad looking stall. I basically just had a sign with my prices and everything was laid out flat on the table. The person I was sharing a table with, it wasn't like my art was so blatantly worse than theirs. They also had a more simplistic style as well. It wasn't that. Their stall just looked really like there was a lot going on, and it seemed like that. So that's the first thing, is you need to have an eye-catching display. I guess that really goes into branding. You want people to look at your stall and think that it looks exciting, interesting, and that they want to go over there, right? Like you want to have your stall, just by looking at it, bring people over. Make sure that you have some kind of branding going on. So like everything from your business card to the tablecloth to your signs, it should all match and go together. When I see people with like post-it notes for their prices, that looks pretty bad. You want to have something personal that has to do with your brand, not just a post-it note with your price on it. All right, let's go into the mistakes I made, because I made a lot. So you'll want to go with a print service that's well recommended. I just went to a print store, or a place that did prints, along with a bunch of other stuff that was right near my house. And I thought, well, I want to try this place out, because if they do work out, then I'll have a place that's really close by. So I'll be able to get anything that I want to vendor with really easily. I'm not going to get too into it. I'm definitely not going to say the name of the company, but make sure you're very clear about what you want. Don't just take what they give you. Make sure you say, this is how I want it, and if it's not like this, don't settle for it. You are asking for a product, and if it doesn't come out the way you specifically said for it to come out, then it is their fault. But on the other hand, if you're not clear about what you want, or you just say, oh, I guess that's okay, and then it doesn't come out how you want, then it's your fault, okay? And so that's what happened. I wasn't very clear, and there were some things that they did that were their fault for sure, and there was things that I did that were my fault for sure. They thought that I wanted all of my prints to be doubled up on each piece of paper, so I ended up having no 8.5 by 11 prints. All of my prints were 8.5 by 5 inches, at least. And then the prints that I had set up originally to be 2 prints to a page, those ones ended up having 4 prints on them. So I have these really tiny postcard sized prints that I really that's not how I wanted. So it worked out though, like people like them and I can sell them really cheap, and I have lots, so I can do lots of things with them. But at the end of the day, I did pay for a product and I didn't get that product. So it was kind of frustrating. But that part was a miscommunication on my part, and that's what you got to watch out for. If you can avoid cutting your own prints at any cost, do that. Because I thought, oh, I'll save time and money if I just cut my own prints, and that was just dumb. Some of them didn't turn out very well, and so I have a lot of damaged prints as well, on top of the fact that they're all real small. So if you are going to cut your own prints, inevitably you're going to mess up the first couple cuts. You want to double check everything that you do, like double, triple check. Make sure that, so I had a problem with my stickers. I printed them on the wrong side of the sticker paper. So I ended up I wasted a ton of ink because every single sticker I printed was on the peelable back, not the sticky part of the paper. You'll want to get tips from a more experienced seller. So obviously, you might not know too many people that do it already, that exhibit or vendor, but when you do go, I highly recommend you bring a friend, or you get a half table and communicate with the person you're sharing a table with. And then you guys and say, hey, if you want to go look around, I'll cover for you. Then when they come back, you can ask them if they can do the same thing. when you go out to look at other people's tables, bring your business cards and trade business cards and then contact them afterwards. You really want to make a lot of connections at your first convention to make sure that you have those artist friends that know more than you do. It also lets you make sure that you can get half tables all the time, because some conventions don't sell half tables, they only sell whole tables. So you need to have a lot of friends who vendor so that you can sign up for those and then share the table with them. You'll want, if you do know any vendors already, that's who you're going to want to talk to about how to price your prints. It's a good thing to go on YouTube as well, but you're not going to know something, you're not going to really find out for your exact area what people are selling their prints at. So you want to make sure that you talk to sellers from your area to find out how much people are selling their prints and things. You want to make 10 to 25 or at the most 30 of each print or button. You don't want to make like 100 of the same button, because you want to save your supplies for as you draw better and better things. Plus, you're not, it helps you by saving your supplies, you're able to draw stuff that's more in everyone's interested in it at the time, instead of having a whole bunch of stuff from an anime that nobody really watches anymore. Or if they do watch it, it's just only a few people still are devoted fans to it. You want to stay topical. So that brings me back to this product that to the bookmarks. Bookmarks aren't really sold at a lot of booths. A lot of people have something at their booth that is unique, and you want to have something like that, something that they can't get at other booths. And again, you only want to make a few of each thing. So I only made 6 of each of my bookmarks, and that helps you figure out which ones are the ones that will sell the most. When you're creating new things, it's a learning process. You're going to have to account for damage. So you made all these prints or whatever, you're probably going to have extras. I highly recommend you get an online store or a Patreon or some way to get rid of your extra prints or extra anything. Like you're going to need a way to sell that stuff, because you're not going to sell it all at conventions. You need a way to constantly be selling off your extra product. I don't know how a lot of other people transport their prints, but personally, I just got one of those file organizers from Walmart, and that works really well. Plus, I was able to cover it from stickers, from art trades, and different things from the conventions. So it looks really cool now. And I guess that leads into the next thing, which is get a lot of your supplies at dollar stores and Walmart and stuff. Don't spend a ton of money on decorating your stall if you can avoid it, right? Like, obviously, you probably have to buy a couple of things online, but if you can avoid spending a ton of money on stuff, then it's good. So when you do get to the con, your stall probably isn't going to look as good as other people's. Instead of getting upset about it, learn from them. Look at what's working. Look at what's working for other people and remember what worked for them and bring that to your own stall. Think about what you buy when you go to conventions. What's the things that you really want? Have that at your stall. When you're meeting these other artists, when you leave your table, ask them, what's your biggest seller? I'm new, this is my first convention. What are you selling a lot of? I'm trying to get tips on what I should make for my own stall. The last thing on the list is you want to have something fun for people to participate in so that you can get their information. I got a draw box and I did a free commission draw. So I had first place gets a free commission. So for me, it was a digital one with up to 2 characters. Second place, same thing, but 50% off. And third place is 25% off. For someone who's just starting out like myself, I am not getting offers for commissions enough to pay rent, right? So I need to get these other numbers and stuff. So I'm more concerned with the 50% off and the 25% off, okay? That way, I'm making some money that I wouldn't have made if I just done the convention without doing the draw. You keep drawing from them. You keep doing commissions, then drawing new names, doing commissions, drawing new names. and you'll keep, it's a way for you to make more money after the convention's over. And the other thing was I had a tablet set up with, I downloaded my YouTube videos and put those up, and I decorated it so that it was all done up with my own branding, and I've gotten more subscribers from just that. I hope this has helped you, and thanks so much for watching. And also, these bookmarks are available on my online store. I stream on Twitch 11 to 5, Monday to Saturday, so see you later.